Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Vegas Daily Free Picks Winner Show. That's right, guys. The First Family Show is coming to you every weekday on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, joined by some of the world's best documented handicappers and some of the world's biggest sports bettors. It's brought to you by the best website in the business on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Guys, we're going to be releasing a ton of free pick winners, some great betting insights, and have a few laughs to boot. So join us each weekday so we can improve your bankroll. We've got a great Monday show to kick off a new week. Let me bring this good-looking, talented bunch of documented winners, Dan Kaiser, Jesse Schule. Dan, let me start with you. Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Doing good. Had a decent day yesterday, but I don't know, I'm getting fed up with these NBA playoffs already. You know, it's like I'm watching the first round of the NCAA tournament. Half these teams aren't showing up.
Well, it is, we've had a couple of teams that were real blowouts. And I'll get into stuff there, NBA over the last few days. But, I got to be honest, we're seeing some huge numbers, which we're used to seeing. And you're right, it's like the first round. Let me go to my good buddy, Jesse. Jesse, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm feeling phenomenal. I feel like I found the best drug known to man. Can you guess what that is?
Winning?
That's pretty good. No, but exercise. I rattled off 5 sets of 5 with 300 pounds on the bench. And the feeling that you get when you do that is it's amazing. It's undescribable. You know the way Conor McGregor walks when he goes like this?
Uh-huh.
That's the way you feel after you do you bench press 300 pounds, 5 sets of 5. It makes you feel that good. Of course, Conor McGregor, I think, is using some different substances to get that feeling.
Oh, he's out there. I'll tell you what, man. He's one guy. Fighting guys I fought. I started boxing when I was 6, karate when I was 9. Talking about McGregor. And I will tell you, I'm not a kid anymore. I'll be 56. I haven't been in the ring in a long time. In the ring, a lot of things change. Besides the fact there's rules and people can run from you. And trust me when I tell you, the one thing, I don't care how old you get, you could be a triathlete. All right? You could be an Iron Man. One of them guys that do the Iron Man triathlons. But I will tell you is your wind. No matter what, you start getting a little bit winded. But I would love to fight that son of a bitch in the street. I really would. I don't like his attitude. And I tell you right now, I've knocked out a lot of guys in streets that are known to be great UFC and great boxers over the years. My bouts with Greg Haugen here in town were famous or infamous. They made the papers once or twice. Greg is an ass, but that's okay. And at the time, maybe I was a little heavier than him, but I was in the street and he was in his peak and he was a contender, so that's fine. But I will tell you, I do envy you. I haven't had a chance, Jesse, to work out. I'm glad you're starting to work out. I know how much it means to you. I know how much you enjoy it. And we like watching your videos on Twitter of you working out because you're always as entertaining as you are informative here. But you're great. You're great. I got to tell you, I haven't started yet. I have just to my right is what used to be my formal living room. Your left, if you're dyslexic, my right. Anyway. And I have about 9 or 10 machines in there, and I got 5 punching bags in the garage. Every punching bag you can imagine. I haven't started yet. A couple weeks back, my back was giving me problems. Then I just got caught up, and then I had a problem with one of my dogs, as you guys know. I am envious of you, I will tell you that. But hopefully by Wednesday this week, I can start getting workouts in, start hitting the bags, because I agree with you. People out there, they don't realize, if you don't work out or at least you're active, and I'm not talking about serious workouts, just getting active, how much that does for you physically, mentally, psychologically. Your whole point of view changes. It does release endorphins and whatnot. But I'm glad, Jesse, and you're as big as a house. And how long have you been working out, Jesse?
Off and on since I was a teenager, I guess. But when I say off and on, probably a lot more off than on.
Yeah, but you got arms that, you're like Hulk Hogan arms. You're big and you can bench press an Oldsmobile.
I tend to get in really good shape, get kind of ripped, then get really happy with myself, start drinking wine and big fancy cheese plates and expensive food and get really fat and then say, oh, it's time to start hitting the gym again.
Well, Jesse, I got to tell you, I think we all know I'm not the tallest guy in the world. Spud Webb might be taller than me, but I will tell you this. When I feel like I'm getting a little chunkier, you know what I do? I hang out with fatter people. I look skinnier, and it makes me feel better about myself. Having said that, guys, a couple of quickies, and you know how much I love a morning quickie. We're getting a lot more viewers, a lot more subscribers. Let me just get right into the First Family Show. Is on its own YouTube channel. Subscribe now, like it, ring that bell so you don't miss a single show. Everybody, whether you are religious or not, or spiritual or not, or whatever, quite a few different religions celebrate Easter, and it's a holy week. But if not, that's fine too. I hope everybody out there had a happy, a peaceful, and enjoyable Easter weekend. It's nice, man. Started the morning out here, Jesse. We're getting weird April weather as we normally do in Vegas. It started off a little rainy and crappy and windy, but then the sun came out. It was gorgeous. The weather is funny. Today, you wake up, it's like 57. Then they tell you, oh, well, now it's 65. And we're going to have a high of 89 today. And you're like, oh, okay. So we're going to have a nice day today. The weather is changing. I did not get a chance to power wash my backyards last week. At 2 o'clock on Thursday, when I finally had a chance to do it, winds started kicking up. And the last time I seen winds like that, a house fell on my ex's sister. That's a thinker. Wicked Witch of the East. So I didn't do it. Hopefully I'll get the power wash on Wednesday and start working out Wednesday. But we're getting great weather again. WrestleMania was here. I had tickets. I gave them to somebody in the senior center so they could bring their son. Just had a birthday. Nice young man. So they could bring their son. Those tickets were a little pricey for those of you. I remember when WrestleManias were, the most expensive seat in the house was like $300, $400, $500. I did something with WrestleMania 10 at Caesars back in the day. And, I think we've got to 4 WrestleManias. Dionne, myself, my son. I skipped this one. I couldn't go anyway. I really couldn't, but I had tickets. I gave it to a nice lady. She brought a son. I saw them as I went to go pick up Dionne last night. They had a blast. So excited about that. A lot of good stuff happening in Vegas. Weather's changing. Best day in nightclubs in the world. I'm too old for them. Great shopping. Some of the best restaurants on the planet. Come on down to Vegas, visit me. But anybody out there comes to Vegas, hit me up in Twitter or wherever. Let me know you're coming out. I will go out of my way to meet anybody out there who wants to meet, chit chat about games, or watch a ball game and have a beer together. All that, guys. A couple of things I do want to tell you about. You'll see at the bottom of the screen. Tune in every weekday on the First Family Show. We've got free winners, betting insights, a few left too. We've got a nice deal starting today. 50% off daily packages and as many as you want for as many cappers as you want over at SportsMemo. It's good through Friday at midnight. Use code DAILY50. I'll keep putting that out on throughout the show, but at SportsMemo, guys, because we have the best collection of cappers on the planet, I'll leave that there for now. The best collection of cappers on the planet, and we put up our numbers, and so many of them will be number ones on any other website out there. I will tell you, saving your money is like making your money. They get price gouge you at SportsMemo, but they don't. They know that saving your money is just as good as making your money. So we put up these great specials, 50% off Jesse, Dan, Dionne D'Amico, myself, any capper you want at SportsMemo. Use code DAILY50. I'll keep that going throughout the show. Other than that, guys, the floor is open. Any questions or comments for our panel? Fire away. Other than that, let's get right into some free plays. We're going to give you some free plays on action between today and tomorrow between Dan, Jesse, and myself. We're going to get you out of here in time so you can take advantage of those free plays. And remember, like I said, that discount, 50% off daily packages, good through Friday at midnight. Use code DAILY50. It'll be coming up throughout the show right on the bottom. Other than that, let's talk about Dan Kaiser, who said he's fed up with the NBA so far because, man, it's like the first round of the NCAA tournament. Dan, you're not alone. It's funny. Yesterday was it 3 of 4 heavy favorites, one outright, one and covered. The one game that was about a pick 'em, a 1 or 1.5, whichever direction, Golden State. But these games were not even close, and from the get-go in most of these games, these teams were up by nearly double digits. Then it just went worse from there. I know you've been doing some great work at SportsMemo. I know you're on fire. I see the name Dan Kaiser on the leaderboards. Tell everybody what you've been doing, what they can expect from you on the premium side of SportsMemo. I know you've got a free play winner. Take it away, Dan.
All right, thanks, Joe. Yeah, decent day yesterday, 2-1 in baseball. My loss came in extra innings, and then I went 3-1 in hockey. So yeah, things are looking good yesterday. Yeah, for my free play, I am gonna play a basketball game here. As people know, or that have known me over the years have watched me on different shows, the First Family Show and other shows I've been on, they know I usually have a disdain, or I should say hatred, for Detroit teams. And game one of this NBA playoffs for the Pistons was another example why. I mean, how does an NBA team get outscored 21-0 in the fourth quarter of a playoff game? But the Pistons did just that. Detroit won the regular season 3-1. But as you know, when it comes to the playoffs, that the regular season really doesn't matter. Looking at these teams, Detroit is 12th in scoring at 15.5 points per game. They're 13th in shooting from the field and 17th from the three-point line. Defensive side of the court, they're 14th in the league, giving up 113 points a game. The Knicks were 9th in scoring. They're at 15.8 points per game, so not a big difference there. They're 5th in shooting from the field and 8th in threes. Defensively, they're 9th in points allowed. It's kind of showed in that first game. Playoff experience plays a factor in these games, and so does coaching experience. Tom Thibodeau's been here before, so he's got that on him. But that being said, if Detroit played like a mid-major college team in that fourth quarter, they would at least cover the number, if not won the game. In that fourth quarter, Brunson did look a little bit hobbled, so we'll see, what he looks at in this game. If he's not 100%, gives the Pistons a little more life here. To be honest, I'll give the Pistons one more chance here. To be honest, I don't know why, because I've never liked the Pistons, but I think at least they can cover the number in this game. And if things go right their way, they may have a chance, like in game one, to pull the upset. But I'm going to take the points of the Pistons in this one, give them one last chance to redeem themselves.
Dan Kaiser says, given the Pistons one last chance to make a name for themselves, they're embarrassed the last game. Outscored fourth quarter, 21-0. Dan says the Pistons plus the 6.5 is worth some value. Guys, if you like his replay, and I know you like his replay, you're going to love his premium releases. He's on fire in SportsMemo. Dan, can you tell everybody what you got going on the premium side, what they can expect from you over there, please?
Yeah, I've got 3 plays posted right now in baseball, a little bit of everything. I got a small favorite of an underdog and a run line play. It's all combined in one package. And as soon as I get off the show, I got a 3-play hockey package to go up, and then a standalone total in tonight's action.
Great stuff from the professor, Dan Kaiser. Guys, he's going to stick around if you have any questions or comments for him. But more importantly, after this show, take advantage of this great deal. 50% off any daily package for Dan through Friday midnight. Use code DAILY50. You're going to follow him all the way to the bank. By the way, Dan, you did say that you do a lot of shows. And if I'm not mistaken, weren't you in the 3rd or the 4th season of The Bachelor?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
is that the black and white version 40 years back?
He said Dan is old. Look at that.
I had hair.
I got to see a picture of you one day with hair, Dan. I got it.
I gotta be honest with you, Joe. I've known Dan since he was late 20s, early 30s, and he doesn't look a day older than he did when I first met him, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow. Look at that. So you're saying he looked old then? Is that
what he looked really old back then.
Yes.
Guys, we like to have fun here. We're all good friends. We actually are. But you're getting great content. I know we like to joke around. We're a little bit more entertaining than all the shows out there, but you're getting great content. I will tell you guys, I'll let you behind the curtain of the great and powerful Oz. We're on this platform, this video platform here. And before the show starts, usually we're chit-chatting for 10 minutes. Then after the show starts, sometimes it's 45 minutes, but we're still chit-chatting after the show ends. But today I was kind of in a rush. We didn't get a chance to chit-chat, but we will after the show. We have a lot of fun here, but you're getting good, solid content, great betting insights, and a lot of free pick winners. Follow Dan. You're going to follow him to the bank. Speaking of bank, Jesse Schule always having good days, it seems. I know Jesse for a long time. I knew of him before we became friends because his reputation preceded him. He's a great capper. All right. And he walk it like he talk it. He puts his own money on these games. We've heard him just over the last few weeks talk about some of the games that he's won with and he's lost with that he's posted over at SportsMemo. And I love that about Jesse. A lot of guys in the business don't bet their own games. They don't bet, or they bet. And I have nothing against guys that bet $5 parlays. If there wouldn't be a sports book or a horse or a racetrack open in the world or a bookmaker, wasn't for $5 and $10 better parlay bettors. But I will tell you, a lot of guys will tell you, yeah, go do this, and they don't bet it themselves. And if you don't believe in your own shit, how can I trust you? I wouldn't go to a dentist with bad teeth. Let me put it that way. Does that make any sense, guys? All right. Having said that, Jesse has been a winner in this business for decades. He does have better hair than Dan and myself, but he's just as old as us. Don't let him fool you, that baby's face. He's a great capper. He's going to tell you what he's been doing at SportsMemo. He's going to tell you what you're going to expect from him at SportsMemo on the premium side. He's got a free pick winner for you. Jesse, take it away.
Yeah, what have I been doing? A bit of a rough night last night. I did have the Houston Rockets as my 5% play. They had home court. They're the younger team, the team with a better record, excellent defensively. They had a huge advantage in rebounding, and I thought they'd be able to get it done. They've got the coaching, but it appeared that the moment was too big for them. We'll see what happens with the series moving forward. Still doing quite well overall, though, particularly with the NBA. I will say that I've been betting a ton of future bets with both NBA and NHL series props with game one and the series double. And I believe 5 of the 6 that I've bet on so far, the first leg is won, and I've got 5 pending bets that I'm hoping at least 4 of those turn out to be winners. And if that's the case, I could call it a pretty good weekend. But also, last week I came on this show. I told you LeBron James was minus 54 in plus minus for the season, despite his team having the 3rd best record in the West. And I don't know if you guys saw game 1. I gave you the Timberwolves to win the series. They took the Lakers behind the woodshed, gave them a good old whooping like a redheaded stepchild. And today I'm going to gloat a little bit, and I'm going to come on here and talk about what's going to happen in game 2 of this series. I just don't think the league and the officials want to see Minnesota go up 2-0 in this series. I think they're going to do everything in their power to give the Lakers a bit of a leg up. And when I say this, I want everybody to know I'm not saying that sports is rigged and fixed. What I'm saying is what most people know to be the truth. Different teams and different players get treated differently by officials and by the league. LeBron James is one of those guys. I don't think anybody could dispute that. I think the Lakers are going to get all the calls in this game. You go back to history. 2 years ago, they played the Warriors. They had an 83-39 free throw disparity in the first 3 games of that series. It's well documented that the Lakers enjoy a massive advantage at the free throw line. And if you look at game 1, yes, the Timberwolves won the game by 22 points, but they shot 21 of 42 from beyond the arc. They will not be able to sustain that percentage with their long-range shots. Sense of urgency for Minnesota is lesser, and sense of urgency for the Lakers is greater. And for that reason, I'm going to take the Lakers for the first half. And the reason I'm not taking them for the full game is because I still think Minnesota is the better team. But I think the Lakers need to respond, and I think they're going to get the opportunity to do that in the first half.
Great betting insights from one of the best and most successful cappers in the history of this business, Jesse Schule. He says Lakers first half minus 3.5 is a winner. You will be too if you take that free play. But more importantly, after the show, we've got this great discount. 50% off daily packages, good through Friday night, midnight. Use it as many times as you want. Go follow Jesse. Use code DAILY50. You're going to follow him to the bank. He's going to stick around if you got any questions or comments about him. I want to talk about my better half. Dionne, she took a couple of days off last week. She's doing some behind-the-scenes stuff for us guys. That's why we're getting more viewers every day. Thank you, Dionne. But, she's not taking a day off from winning. Just to let you guys know, she swept the board again last night. Here's her numbers, guys. 8-1 run in NHL. These are documented numbers. 7-2 run in MLB. 6-1 run in NBA. Just to let you know, if you combine those 3 sport records, she is on a 21-2 104 overall run between the three sports combined, okay? She's got some big plays. She's got 3 big games posted tonight at Sports Memo. I'm going to tell you now, we don't ever know. I know this sounds strange. We live in the same house. She's got an office down the hall, okay? My office is in here. This is my office. We get up. She makes coffee. I let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? I come down here. I do some numbers. I give her a copy of lines, as a matter lines on all the games, current lines. I give her a copy of each, and I don't see her for a couple of hours unless she comes out for more coffee or whatnot, or just to ask me something or tell me something. We never know who each other has. But I'm going to tell you this. She swept the board last night, 3-0. These records are documented, by the way, at SportsMemo. 8-1 hockey run, 7-2 baseball run, 6-1 pro hoops run. Go and follow Dionne today. Take advantage of this discount, guys. All right, 50% off. Follow Dionne. You're going to follow her to the bank. Daily 50. Get you 50% off. She's got 3 big winners posted. Sports fans, lower the volumes because I am very excited today. Lower the volumes on your tablets, your phones, your computers, whatever you're watching or listening to us on. I'm going to tell you right now. Saturday, I went 2-2, and I did have the Pistons. You know, that was a game late in the game while they were up in the fourth and getting points, and the amount of points I was getting. I'm not saying because I've been through so many things in the 45 years I've been gambling on sports. I've been through so many things. I'm not saying I already spent the money on the win, but you don't think you're dropping a game like that. Then all of a sudden, you're up, the score is tied. Next thing you know, you're down a couple. They weren't battling. So I should have been 3-1, but I make no excuses. I take full responsibility. I crapped the bed with that play. But I did tell you, and about 9 times in the past 3 weeks, I predicted I would sweep the board, and I swept the board every time. I came out and I said, guys, I'm not happy that I split now at 2-2. I did have a big hockey win on Saturday, but blah, 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 blah. But I'm not happy going split with 2-2, and I promise you I will sweep the board last night. You know what Joe D did? He swept the friggin' board. 4-0, 2-0 MLB, 2-0 NBA. Guys, I am on a 6-0 run in baseball, an 8-3 run in NHL. Today, I continue to stay perfect in baseball. I have my 100%. That's right. My MVP plays are 3-0 this season. I have 2 big hockey winners. All right, my 71.4% slap shot and my coveted power play. Follow me today. I predict another sweep. I will sweep the board again. I'm telling you right now. Stop at Lowe's. Stop at Home Depot. Go pick yourself up a damn broom because I'm sweeping the board again tonight. Now, for my free play winner, I'm excited. I really am. This almost made it as a premium play, guys. It's very early in the MLB regular season, but I think we can already see certain teams that are separating themselves from the others. The NL East right now looks to be a 2-horse race between New York and Philly. But the Central right now has 3 teams playing 500 ball or above. One such team sitting in 3rd place right now in the division, the Reds. They're 11-11. Make a wish. This team shows a lot of promise. They're starting to heat up. They've won 6 of their last 9 coming into today's series opener. Over the last 10 games, guys, their lineup has absolutely exploded. They surged for over 75 runs scored in 10 games. Yes, they had a big output yesterday. Was it 24 or 25? But still, the other 9 games, they had, 50, 51 runs scored. Meanwhile, their pitching is starting to get in sync. On the other hand, the Marlins are just 9-12. And my friends, sorry, Marlin fans, they're already looking to be making reservations to play golf come this October. They know they're not going to be in the postseason. Their offense, middle of the road at best. But their pitching staff is one of the worst in the majors. 28th, a team ERA of 5.07. Starting today for both teams, Nick Lodolo, Max Meyer. Guys, I'm going to tell you now, the Cincinnati left-hander is off to a great start. He has allowed just 6 earned runs in 4 starts this season. He owns a 2-1 record with a 2.31 ERA. And in 3 career starts versus the Marlins, he's done well. 2-0, 2.16 ERA. The Marlins right-hander, guys, he's pitched well too. Despite a 1-2 record, he's only allowed 7 earned runs in his 4 outings. He has an ERA of just 2.63, but he just can't get any run support, guys. Plus, their bullpen, as I mentioned earlier, is getting absolutely shellacked. I'm going to stay with the red-hot Cincinnati team here. I'm going to take my bookmaker's money. Follow me, guys, and you will do the same. I promise you that. I promise you. This almost made it as a premium play. But more importantly, overall, last 3 days, I am number 2 at SportsMemo with 7-2 documented. Number 1 baseball capper the last 3 days, 3-0. Number 3 the last 3 days in NHL. I've won a couple of games. Guys, I am crushing it in all sports. I have some big winners tonight. I got 2 MLB I absolutely love, and scratch that. I apologize. I got 2 hockey I absolutely love, and 1 MLB. I'm going to sweep the board tonight. Go over to SportsMemo. Follow me with this discount. 50% off. Oh, my God. I might buy my own package tonight. I've had enough of this. SportsMemo's gone crazy. I'm going to buy my own package. 50% off all daily packages. Follow me. You're going to follow me to the bank. Let's bring everybody else on. If you missed any of our free pick winners, don't worry. We're going to run them down in a couple of minutes. Let's see who's in. Oh, Joey V is back. Look, Joey V was at the gym with his wife, and they're running late. Good morning, Joe V. Joe V, good morning. All righty. We have some really loyal people that watch every day. And you know what? We love you guys, and thank you. Keep tuning in. Let's just go around the horn. Dan, let me throw this at you. We are several weeks into the baseball season. We have seen a lot. I still say there's no clear-cut team in either the AL or the NL that we know is going to be in the Fall Classic. The Yankees are playing good. Their pitching needs a lot of help. I think the Central is wishy-washy. I think the Central is wishy-washy. I think the West, I don't think that we've seen still the best of the West yet. I think the NL Central is anybody's ball game, but I doubt we're going to see anybody from that division be in the World Series. I think your World Series team is going to either come from the NL East or the NL West. But I can't emphatically say the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants, the Yankees, the Mets. I can't emphatically say any one team will be in the World Series. How about you, Dan?
Dodgers or Padres will represent the National League.
Yeah.
American League, I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
I'd bet either one of those 2 teams. It's going to be an interesting series. Padres are playing the Tigers in Detroit for 3 starting today. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to be interested to watch that. But
I just want to tell everybody out there, too, as I looked at today's baseballs, there's some quirky weather going around the country. Baseball, obviously, weather plays a big part in totals and hitting overall. So make sure you check those weather conditions. April and May are very funny months with weather throughout this country. We know this. You get winds, you get rain, you get this, that, and the other thing. So do your due diligence, all right? Follow the great captains here at SportsMemo, but still consider doing your own due diligence and check these weather. Jesse, anything you want to say about baseball right now? Then we'll talk about hockey and basketball.
Yeah, I think the wheels are about to fall off for the San Francisco Giants. They got off to a great start. They're near the top of the majors in runs scored, but if you look at the other numbers, they're below average in team batting average, slugging percentage, on base percentage. I don't love their pitching staff, a lot of old veteran pitchers. I think they've been, playing over their head at the beginning of the year, and I think when the dust settles, probably just an average team rather than the team they looked like for the first 3 weeks. And as well as what you mentioned with the weather, and I didn't like the matchups. I passed on the Major League Baseball card today, and I'm focused on NHL and NBA playoffs, player props, and futures in both those sports.
Great stuff from Jesse Schule, guys. And he made a point. I'll be honest, I think that San Francisco can win some games. The one thing I will say, and you mentioned they got an older pitching staff, I look at veteran staffs come the postseason because things change. They feel the pressure of these young kids. But during the regular season, it's a long regular season. I agree with you. They do have the advantage of playing where they play, and if the wind's going out, they can hit the ball, but so can their visiting teams as well. Good stuff. The one thing about the NL West, guys, and you got 3 good teams in there right now, is they play each other a lot, and they knock each other off, and it's the same with any division. The NL East, the NL West, and I think the AL East are the 3 most competitive divisions in baseball. And what you see with, Yankees, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Rays, Orioles, same thing you see in the NL East with Philly and the Mets. And I still don't think Atlanta is totally out. They just can't get their legs going yet. They just can't get anything, any traction, so to speak. But, these teams in these divisions, when you play in those three divisions particularly, they play each other a lot. They knock each other off. Good stuff. Dan, what about NBA? Anything really sticking out to you? I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna start caring about the NBA until they start caring about the NBA. So I'm gonna pass for a few days.
Fair enough. Jesse, anybody you say emphatically? I'll be honest. I think the East is up for grabs. I think the West is up for grabs.
Absolutely agree. Although, man, did the Oklahoma City I'm a guy that's a doubter because they're a young team that hasn't really proved themselves in the postseason. But you look at what they did to Memphis yesterday, man. That Oklahoma City team, it's hard to doubt them at this point. But I like the Clippers. I like the Nuggets. It was an interesting game, the game one Clippers Nuggets. The Clippers appeared to be dominating in the first half. They appeared to have the game sort of in control, and then they just let it get away. And Kawhi, I had a bet on Kawhi Leonard over 24.5 points, and it appeared that he was going to get there. He was going to get there, and then he usually gets a ton of shots in the fourth quarter. He just wasn't very aggressive. They were deferring to James Harden and Zubac and Norm Powell, and all those guys took a ton of shots in comparison to and I guess game two goes tonight, and I have to ask myself, so the Clippers played well enough to win in game one, but they lost. Kawhi didn't take a lot of shots. Is Kawhi going to take more shots tonight? As a betting man, I'd have to say yes.
Good stuff. I'm looking at yesterday I had the Thunder, and I will tell you, I don't like anything double digits in the NBA. I don't care who's playing who. And I looked at it, I just said, Joe, they're gonna cover this number. 13.5, the number for Tuesday, as I saw this morning, don't quote me, I don't know if it moved since this morning, 14.5. So the odds makers are saying, hey, we know we're going to get some action on the Thunder here. Let's raise it up, see what happens. I will tell you, I looked at
it. Keep going up.
Much like what you said, Jesse, I looked at the Warriors game because I had the Warriors too yesterday. I said, Steph Curry had, I believe, his poorest performance this season the last time they played the Rockets. I think he had 3 points, don't quote me. And he's a guy, not only is he one of the best ever, but he's a guy that, he remembers things. He remembers if somebody disrespects him. He remembers things, and he goes, he was like Jordan. Somebody would say something about Jordan. Jordan would go out of his way to humiliate them back in the day. And I said, I just don't think he is going to – I think he's going to have a good game. And he wound up really – I watched a little bit of it, and he started hitting. Then he started passing. Then I saw a stat at the bottom of the screen. Either him or Jimmy Butler accounted for 19 of 23 points somehow, the first 23 points of the game somehow. They either scored it themselves or they assisted on it, and you're like, holy shnikes, this game is going to get out of hand. I did fall asleep towards the end of the game, and they were up quite a bit. They were up, I believe, 21, 23, 25. I heard 25, then all of a sudden they're up by 5. I went, oh, I opened an eye, said, you know what? I'm not worried. Steph ain't going to lose that game. But I'm looking at some of the games for Tuesday and Wednesday already. You got the Pacers 4.5 over the Bucks, the Thunder 14.5 over the Grizzlies, the Lakers 5.5 over the T-Wolves. Then you got Wednesdays, the Celtics 12.5, Cleveland 12.5. I as of this morning did not see, there was no line available as of this morning on the Warriors Rockets. But it's really good stuff. And I'll be honest with you, these series, some of these favorites, they just look too strong. It'll be the second round that we see a fatigue, barring injury, guys, if fatigue or something from the first round sets in, location, streaks, trends, tendencies, stuff like that. NHL too. All right, Dan, you didn't want to comment on the NBA. What about NHL right now, Dan?
To me, it's still early. I think it's the NHL. Everything's a toss-up, Usually the best teams sometimes don't even make it out of the first round. It's we're one game in. So far, after one game, everything's been kind of playing how I thought it would, but it's only a game. So, let's get these series in 4 or 5 games, and we'll see, what's going on. But, it's NHL is one of those ones. It's so hard to predict, and that's why I like it. So I'm looking forward to the next few days.
It's good stuff. I look at some of these NHL games. I moved on 2 today. But some of these numbers, just like the NBA. I mean, yesterday we had a $2.10, a $1.60, and $2. Today you got as of this morning, a 195, a 125, a 190, and a 145. All totals around between 5.5 and 6, which is par for the course here. Tough numbers. They really are tough numbers. You like the favorites, you got to lay that juice, I guess, because these puck lines, you never know with them. Jesse, anything about the NHL you want to talk about?
Big day for the favorites yesterday. I kind of like some dogs today. I kind of lean toward Montreal against the Capitals. Ovechkin breaking the goal scoring record, continuing to drink like a fish after he broke the record. He's a guy that I love Ovechkin, but man, his conditioning is questionable, let's say. But Montreal comes in. They had to fight hard to get here. This is a team that, I don't think they're gonna be an easy out, and they're a big underdog against the Capitals. I think we might see the underdogs do well today.
Oh, there you go. Good stuff. Sports fans, couple quickies, then we'll run down today's free play winners. Once again, we've got this great discount over at SportsMemo, 50% off on daily packages through Friday midnight. Use code DAILY50. This is great for all the cappers at SportsMemo, but make sure you use that code and so you get 50% off. You could use this for more than once, as many times as you want, and as many cappers as you want. Follow Jesse, Dan, Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Las Vegas, myself, Joe D'Amico, or any of the great cappers over at SportsMemo. But don't forget, you can use this as many times as you want. If you are familiar with some of the cappers like Jesse, Dan, Dionne, or myself, guys, you could use this. If you are unfamiliar with some of these cappers, this is a great opportunity to test the waters with some of these new cappers that SportsMemo put on. But let me tell you, it's by no accident that SportsMemo has the best collection of cappers on the planet. Any one of these guys will be number one on any other website in this business. It's just like the American League East and the NL West. We knock each other off every day. On any given day, you see Jesse, Dionne, Dan, myself on top of the leaderboard. The next day we're second and somebody else is first. That's why I love this website, guys. Let's do this. Let's run down some free plays. Let's get some closing thoughts and comments, and then we are out of here. Let me keep that up. Get rid of that one. Dan, what'd you have for everybody today?
Yeah, I'm giving the city I love to hate one last chance. Take the Pistons plus the points.
What do you have on the premium side tonight?
I've got 3 baseball plays and 4 hockey plays.
Jesse, what'd you have for everybody today?
Got the Lakers -3.5 for the first half of Game 2 tomorrow night.
And the premium side tonight? Oh,
I'm going to have a full card full of futures and player props and sides and totals for NHL and NBA.
And yours truly has the Reds today, almost rated as a premium play. I swept the board last night. I will sweep today. I've got some great stuff. I've got my 100% MLB MVP play. It's already posted. They're 3-0 this season. I've got 2 huge hockey winners, my 71.4% slap shot, and my coveted power play. Follow all them. But, guys, First Lady, who is not here, still has a big presence no matter where she goes. She's 3-0 last night. Her numbers are awesome. 8-1 NHL run, 7-2 MLB run, 6-1 NBA run. She's got 3 big winners posted. Any closing thoughts or comments from Dan?
No, not really. Just good luck to everybody. And as my good friend Rycape would say, let's cash some tickets.
We got to get him on the damn show. He keeps eluding me. He keeps telling me he's on vacation. He takes more vacations, I'm going to tell you now, than Britney Spears. But I got to tell you, we got to get him on the show. Right. We got to get you on the show. Closing thoughts and comments, Jesse.
So yesterday, I did 2 shows on Wager Talk TV. I gave out 4 picks in the NBA playoffs yesterday. Won 3 of those picks. The one loser was the Heat for the first half plus 7.5. They were trailing by 8 at halftime. And wouldn't you know it, when I posted the picture of my Easter dinner, some guy comes in and comments and says, "You don't deserve to eat that. You should be eating a can of tuna. You lost on the Heat first half on your video." And I got to say, that's a loser mentality, man. I'll take 3-1 any day of the week. And if you're going to complain about that, you're not going to be very successful.
Jesse, listen, people are going to always harp on the bad stuff. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a commercial back in the day in the 70s and 80s for Longines that were a watch company. And the commercial would start some guy, and he's leaving a white-collar job, and he takes his suit and tie off, and he goes and he starts mopping at some, high school, in overalls. And then he comes home and he hands his wife, it's like their anniversary. "Here you go, honey. Happy anniversary." And she opens the box and it's a watch. And she goes, "I was hoping for a Longines." That's what people are in this business. Let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, A few months back, I was on literally a 14-1 or 14-2 college basketball one. And somebody said, oh, that's nothing. I'm 24-0 my last, or 27-0 my last 27. That stinks, 14-1. And I said, where are you documented? And he put up a picture of handwritten on like legal pad of his games with W's and L's. And I went, okay, I'll take it from where it comes. Guys, listen, we don't win every game, but
I'm surprised you didn't say ask my mom.
Yeah, right. She's living upstairs. I live in her basement. All right.
Ask my mom. I'm doing really well. Ask my mom.
I'm just going to go upstairs right past the White Snake poster I have on the wall and Heather Thomas, and I'm going to go ask my mom. Guys, listen, we don't win every game, but we are very open about the losses. Do you know why? Because people like Dan, Jesse, my wife, Dionne D'Amico, myself, there's a lot more losers. I've seen a lot more winners than there are losers. So the losers stick in our head a lot more, okay? They're few and far between. So I want you to know, we talk about losers here because we don't win every game. If anybody tells you they're on a 24-0 run, they're full of bunk. If anybody tells you they're hitting 90, yeah, you could hit 98%. You could do it for a week, a couple weeks maybe. But over the course of time, guys, you cannot sustain that. It just doesn't happen. I have hit 75% for entire seasons in sports, and that's documented. But I will put out 70, 80 plays, and there are guys that have 600, 700 plays, and they'll beat me in ROI. That's fine. And for those cappers and those people that like to bet that many games and are making money, more power to them. I think less is more. But I want you to know, guys, we don't win every game. So when somebody on social media says that they suck because they went 7-1, they suck, man. I can't believe you lost that game. Dude, what about the 7 winners? You know, it's like being Matt. We've all had an ex. You could give her a kidney, buy her a diamond bracelet, take her to a lobster dinner with champagne. And the next day she said, well, that was yesterday. What'd you do for me today? I'm sorry, guys. Jesse does good all the time, and he doesn't mind talking about losers because they're fewer and far between. Same thing with Dan. But I got to tell you, there's always going to be people that are going to focus on the one negative thing, or even if you have a bad day. Oh, you suck. You went 0-3. Yeah, but I was on a 12-1 run before that, dude. I had a bad day. Pick me up again tomorrow. I'll start another hot streak. Listen, social media, everybody's the best. They got the best gynecologists, the best proctologists. Everybody's got the best. Why? Because they got small hands? I don't get it. Everybody's the best. They got their platform. Prove to me you're the best. Do something once, more power to you, but you're lucky. Do something twice, you're still lucky. Do it year in, year out, season in, season out. That's what you find with the people, the cappers that are over at SportsMemo. All right, listen.
Joe, but that's like the deal we got now, this daily 50% off a daily package. And it's kind of like you're saying, like sometimes like I'll have 5 plays up and I always put in my promos, get them all, get a daily package. And then some guy will buy one $25 play when they could get the daily package for $40 or whatever it is. And then I go 4-1, but that one play they bought singular is the one they lost.
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, well, you lost the game I bought. Well, you could have had them off for.
You know what I would do? I would turn it around. I would tell them it's because you jinxed me. That's the only one you bought, bitch. You're the jinx. I don't want you buying me again. And, guys, we do the best we can, but we walk it like we talk it. So on winning days, we're twice as happy because we won our bets and you're following us and you won. On losing days, we're twice as pissed off because we lost our bets and we let you down and you lost your hard-earned money that you trusted in us. We take a lot of pride in that here at SportsMemo. Having said that, let's get on out of here. Let me see. Wait, we got one more comment. Joey B is here. Oh, Joey B is proctologist, gynecologist, Whitesnake, and Heather Thomas. He loves us. Guys, I know I'm a little entertaining. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I speak from the heart. All right. Having said that, hope everybody had a good Easter. We got some great shows tomorrow. I believe we have Dan, Wes, Sniper Wes, and Steve. Wednesday looks like Abby and Dan. I don't know if Jesse's coming on. I get scheduled. Thursday we got Jesse, Wes, Dan, Steve, Sean Higgs. Fridays, Wes and Dan. Guys, Dionne will be back tomorrow. She's done with all her work. She told me today. She just yelled from down the hall in between segments. So she'll be back. I know that you miss her, and I know that you want all of her free plays. She's killing it on the show. Having said all that, guys, tune into all of the First Family shows for a ton of free winners, some great betting insights, and a few laughs, too, on behalf of Dan, Jesse, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and myself, and SportsMemo. This is the First Lady of Las Vegas. Everybody out there, good luck, and have a winning day. Hey guys,